Hello you beautiful, beautiful people. The Horizon Retro Wave update continues in Forza Horizon 5 with week 2 in the Autumn Festival playlist for Series 34. In today's video, we're going to be taking on this week's Forzathon challenges, QUATTROVALVOLE, to collect ourselves 160 Forzathon points and 5 points towards our festival playlist. We'll also be checking out this week's Forzathon shop and all of the festival players' rewards and restrictions. So if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. While you're down there, smash that like button, share the video with a friend. Without further ado, let's jump into this week's Forzathon challenges. So let's jump straight into this week's Forzathon challenges, QUATTROVALVOLE. Kicking things off with Chapter 1, Final Evolution. Own and drive the 1988 Lamborghini Countach LP500 QV, which marked the final major evolution of the Countach, featuring a 5.2 litre engine and 4 valves per cylinder, hence the term QV, QUATTROVALVOLE. Now at the same time as completing Chapter 1, we're also going to complete the first daily challenge on this week's playlist, Poster Car, drive any retro supercar. Now I don't know about you, but when I think of the 1980s, this is one of the vehicles I think of, the Lamborghini Countach LP500 QV from 1988. This is the vehicle we're using for this week's Forzathon challenges, which can be picked up in the auto show for 220,000 credits. As always, the tune that I'm using in today's video is up for download if you wish to use it. Search my gamer tag Skippy4631. As always, share codes are in the description and in the comments below. Own and drive then, hop into free roam, drive a couple of seconds down the road, final evolution complete, and we'll also complete Poster Car. So with Chapter 1 complete, let's move on to Chapter 2, Refined Form. While retaining the signature design, the 1988 Lamborghini Countach LP500 QV introduced subtle changes for improved comfort, including a wider wheelbase for more legroom, keeping you comfortable while you win a street race. So any street race will do for this chapter, whichever one takes your fancy. I'm heading to the bottom right hand corner of the map and I'm going to be using Wetland Charge, where I have a cheeky blueprint for you guys to use if you wish to use it, called Forzathon Chapter 2 and locked to the Lamborghini Countach LP500. If you do want to use it, just search game tag Skippy4631 or share code 182406843. Now, as we need to win this street race, the drive style difficulty won't affect the races for the weekly Forzathon challenges, so there's no reason to make it any harder than it needs to be. Just pop it on Tourist. Here we go then, in the Lamborghini Countach with the driver tires on Tourist. This should be an absolute breeze. Just enjoy the 5.6 mile cruise to the finish line and that checkered flag. Here it is then, final corner, final checkpoint, onto the finish line, and that's first place. And there it is, Refined Form complete. So with Chapter 2, Refined Form complete, is on to Chapter 3, Rare Collectible. With low production numbers, the European spec 1988 Lamborghini Countach LP500 QV is a valuable and sought after collector's item. Take it for a cruise and turn some heads by driving for 5 miles. Very easy chapter, exactly what it says on the tin. Drive your Countach for 5 miles. I'm using the motorway that runs through the centre of the map, as the motorway is roughly 6 miles in length, so we've got more than enough to get that 5 miles in before we hit the end. And I'm just going to cruise over 200 miles an hour. And after a couple of minutes of cruising down the motorway over 200 miles an hour, that is Chapter 3, Rare Collectible, complete. So with Chapter 3 complete, it is on to our 4th and final chapter, Pop Icon. 1988 Lamborghini Countach LP500 QV cemented its place in pop culture, becoming a symbol of luxury, speed, and Italian automotive excellence. Get it in front of a camera by earning 3 stars from Speed Traps. Speed Traps then, any speed trap will do. My suggestion for this one though is to use the Los Arboles speed trap with a 3-star objective of just 140 miles per hour. Here we go then, 3 stars from Speed Traps in our Countach, coming downhill towards the Los Arboles camera, and we are just going to absolutely punch it, nailing that throttle. And as we come through the camera at 160 miles per hour, way more than we need to get the 3-star objective, that is Chapter 4 complete. Also finishing off this week's Forza challenges, QUATTROVALVOLE, collecting 160 Forza points and 5 points towards our autumn storm season. Let's jump on over and check out this week's Forzathon shop. So more auto show cars in this week's Forzathon shop. The Porsche 959 from 1987, 600 Forza points or 2 million credits at the auto show. The 911 reimagined by Singer, 550 Forza points or 1.8 million credits at the auto show. 3 vanity items up for grabs: the Hot Wheels T, the Extreme E Blue race suit, and the Running Man Challenge emote. 75 Forza points for each of these. As always, any spare Forza points knocking around, grab yourselves a normal wheel spin for 60 Forza points, or you can grab a super duper wheel spin for 150 Forza points. Let's jump back to the playlist and check out all of this week's rewards and restrictions. Okay then, 72 points up for grabs this week for the autumn storm season as part of Series 34. For 20 of those points, I'm going to grab you the BMW M6 from 1986, and for 40 of those points, the BMW 850 CSI. This week's online trial, Wedge Racers, going to grab you the 911 GT2 from 1995. Car restrictions for this: Retro Supercars A800. 2 event labs this week on the playlist: 1 Toyota Supra 92 up for grabs, and the Ferrari F355 up for grabs. First event lab, car restrictions, Retro Supercars S1 900, and the second event lab, car restrictions, Rally Monsters S1 900. Just 2 PR stunts on this week's playlist: a speed trap and a speed zone. 2 Super Bowl spins up for grabs upon completion. Car restrictions for both: any Lamborghini S1 900. Plenty of racing on this week's festival players with 3 season championships to complete. For Sylvia Surfer, the Sylvia 00 up for grabs. Car restrictions: Retro Sports Cars A800. For the season championship, Sand Scorpion, going to grab the Lamborghini LM002. Car restrictions: pickups and 4x4s B700. And the final season championship, Sunset Drive, grabbing the Nissan GTR 93. Car restrictions: retro saloons B700. For the autumn challenges, no treasure hunt this week, but we do have a collectibles challenge. But for this week's photo challenge, Mr. 2, I'm going to grab you the clothing reward Doodle Pattern Helmet. Horizon Open challenges, Wave Worldwide, going to grab you the Car Horn Cat Wave. And finally, the collectibles challenge, Sun Smash, going to grab you the Car Horn Synth Horn. No change on the monthly rivals, just another week to put in your best lap times with these 4 awesome cars and tracks. And then we'll finish things up with the DLCs, Rally Adventure events, 1 Danger Sign, Canyon Snap, giving out a Super Wheelspin, car restrictions, Retro Rally B700, and a season championship, Ren Over and Out for the Renault 5 Turbo, again car restrictions, Retro Rally B700. And to finish up our festival players with the Hot Wheels events, 1 Danger Sign, Forest Escape for a Super Wheelspin, car restrictions, Retro Supercars S1 900, and a season championship, Chevy Set Go for the Chevy Monte Carlo. Car restrictions again, Retro Supercars S1 900. And there are quite a few rewards to look out for on this week's festival players. The 2 car horns in the challenges section, the Cat Wave and the Synth Horn, both I believe brand new to Forza Horizon 5. And of course there are the season rewards of the BMW M6 86 and the BMW 850 CSI. So make sure you're putting in the time and the effort to get all of those unlocked. But as always, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, like button, share with a friend, stay safe, and I'm out.